Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit.
Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic fans view this morning. It is the day. It is the day where Celtic could be on their way to the first part of a treble if all goes well this afternoon at Hampden Park. Today's the day. It is the Premier Sports Cup final, Celtic versus Rangers. Bring it on. Bring it on. It's the day that we've all been waiting for. And just a reminder though, we are doing a Boxing Day live and we are raising some money. And thank you to everyone who has raised funds so far for the Just Given page for the Celtic Foundation. We are on £1,075 as it stands just now. And I expect it to rise more on the day. But it's a fantastic amount of money that we have raised for the Celtic Foundation. I'll just get on the right screen and we'll get the Just Given thing up. There we go. Yes, so we are on £1,075, which is a fantastic amount of money raised by people that want to make a difference. They want to make a difference, and it is the Celtic way. Anyway, we get on to it. We do get onto the game this afternoon. It is the Celtic versus Rangers morning call. Can Celtic turn this little trophy into 22 rather than 21? Can they win that elusive 22nd and make us the most successful club in Scotland? Yes, it would make us the most successful club in Scotland if we were to win the game today. Brendan Rodgers obviously been speaking to the media. A lot of stories going around this morning. And is this game in the big picture of things, when you look at Brendan Rodgers' record as, right, wait, Ginny, wait, no, stop biting that. Go, do you want to go inside? Go. Good, go get your mum. Jesus. Folk coming into the studio, never worked with kids and dogs, you see, eh? It was only 10 months separating their age. Rodgers 51 and Clement's 50. Clement's 50. He's had a heavy paper around, hasn't he? When you look at the two spells that Brendan Rodgers has had as Celtic manager, he's played 19 Glasgow Derbies. He's won 15. He's drawn 3. And he's only lost the one Glasgow Derby. That says that Brendan Rodgers and Celtic would be favourites for today. When you look at the bookies' odds, Celtic are favourites going into this game. But anything can happen. Anything can happen, and with the I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't. After seeing pictures of their banner, yes, I did see pictures of their banner, and it says, "Let's make Rangers great again." Jesus. Yep, let's make Rangers great again. Which means that they're not great, and they're admitting that they're not great, which means that they're poor. And yes, can Celtic beat this poor Rangers side today? Let's jump into the chat before we go into some Celtic news this morning and just see who is all in the chat. And remember, if you want to give to the Just Given page, it is the first link in the description of this video, and that is the link going along the screen here. I make no apologies for pushing it, because it is the Celtic Foundation, and I'm on a mission to do the Boxing Day Live. Talking about Boxing Day Lives, there will be 4 live events today. Yes, there is the morning round, the morning call, as we called it, the morning call, and then the next video will be out at 4 hours to go, 4 hours countdown, the 4 hour countdown. So there'll be another half-hour video coming out, 4 hours to go to kickoff, and then there'll be the 1.5 hours before kickoff. There'll be another live event, 1.5 hours before kickoff, as the Celtic team is announced by Celtic on their social medias. And it'll be great to see what team that Brendan does put out. And then there is another live later. It's not straight after the game. It's not straight after the game because I need time to get home from the pub. In all honesty, I need time to get home from the pub. So I have scheduled the live for later on in the evening, about an hour and a bit after the game. Anyway, Richard Smith was up first. Good morning, all. Hope you have a sensational cup-winning Sunday. Stephen Johnson's in the house. Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Don Sullivan's in the house. Tam Mack's in the house. Gerard is in the house. Happy Hampden Day. It's Hunskelpin time, says Sean in Perth, Australia. Perth, Australia. I've got a mate from Ireland that's currently in Australia working. He's loving life down there. He's absolutely loving life down in Australia. Michelle Shaw's in the house. Good morning, Baz and fellow Tims. Absolutely buzzing for today. Haven't even slept. Hi, Stephen. She goes on to say. Paul McCune's in the house also. And Ian Aberdeen's in the house. I need your help. 2 horrible things could happen to me. One has already happened. We're not winning the league, and we sang that we would. Second, Celtic must win the cup to save me from my sanity, says Ian Aberdeen. I don't think that we're going to win it for your sanity. I think that, you need to finish second. I didn't think you would ever win the league, but you had a good push. You have a good push. And hopefully we're all drinking some Hunteers this evening. That's per normal. Anyway, looking forward to a Celtic win. He goes on to say Christopher is in the house also. And further down, Tam Mack is in the house. I just jump through these. David is in the house. Here we go. Get him scalped, says Sean. Derek O'Connell says, morning all, on the train on the way to Glasgow. And he's going to stop off at Gracie's before the game. He's stopping off at Gracie's before the game. If you are travelling up already to Glasgow, wherever you may be travelling from, there'll be a lot of buses already left this morning because they will want to get down and make a day of it. And that's one thing that I used to make sure that we did do when I was bus convener. You always got a hotel or that booked and you made it a bit of a day of it. Got a bit scran before the game and everything. It was good. Sausage rolls and sandwiches and stuff. But anyway, Roseanne is in the house from North Wales. Roseanne's in the house from North Wales. Good morning to you, Roseanne. And Mr. Quinn is in the house. Richard Smith's in the house. Let's all do the huddle. Well, we're all doing the huddle 95 minutes after the game today, because I reckon it's going to go to around about 95. And if it's tight at all, at the end of the game, expect it to go around about 7 or 8 minutes. When you look at the games yesterday, is there VAR in the cup? Because there wasn't VAR in some of the games, was there? But anyway, I do expect it to go on. PS3 Retro TV is in the house also. Stephen Stewart's in the house saying, come on, Celtic. Simon Ireland's in the house saying, good morning to Stephen. You'll Never Walk Alone Paradise is in the house. He's going for 4-0 Celtic. Sausage roll ordered. FC. Sausage roll order FC. Now. Champions 7. Anne Marie's in the house. Morning, Baz. A bit nervous today, but I hope we turn up. I think we will turn up. I don't think that it's going to go the wrong way today. I think that Celtic have enough, and Brendan Rodgers has the experience. And when you look at the number of games that Brendan Rodgers, as Celtic manager, has been in charge of, the fact that he's only lost one. And I can't see him about to lose another on such a special day. He's got players on the bench that can come on and make massive difference. And when you look at it, I think that there will be about 4 changes in the Celtic team this afternoon. I think there'll be at least 4 changes in the team the second half, just to get us over the line. It could be the fact that we're that far ahead that Brendan Rodgers just brings on players just to experience the Hampden win and the Hampden roar from the Celtic end. And 20 minutes to go. Hopefully the Rangers fans are disappearing and dissipating in mass numbers as they realise that there's not a chance of them succeeding today. And that's what we all want, is a Celtic win and them to be gone within the last 10 minutes of the game. Oh Jesus! They're bringing any old current bun out. They're bringing the 40 mil. I'm going to go into the headlines in a minute. We are just about through. Francis Toland's in the house. Big Des is in the house. Tom Court is in the house. Old Stagger McDread is in the house. Richard Smith's in the house, and Sarah is in the house. She's asking Aberdeen to finish second. And Chris Carson's in the house. We've lost 1 in 19, I believe. And Brendan Matrus, yes, that's 1 in 19. 1 in 19. McCown, cup tied. Yes, Luke McCown is cup tied. Boy for Ben Alpha. Are you going down to Hoops Bar? Are you here today? I'm going down to Hoops Bar to see the new owner. Going to meet the new owner of the Hoops Bar down in Glasgow, so that'll be good. Head down there and see who's took over the Hoops Bar. Yeah, Lucas cup tied, saying everyone. Right, let's jump into some of the news stories kicking around this morning. And obviously, Clement took charge of the Rangers last October. Yes, and he's lasted more than a year. But he's had 1 draw and 4 defeats against Celtic. Yeah, who cares? And Brendan Rodgers is basically, it's with them saying, there's a video coming out this afternoon, and I've got the thumbnail. Where is the thumbnail? Just give me 2 seconds. Can I get the thumbnail up? We'll see if we can get this up on the screen, because I thought it is quite funny. I think it might be the... In fact, is it not this one? I'm not even sure. Let me just see which video it is. And click on here. Studio. Live. Ah, yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Oh, see, I've done that many ones this morning. Right, let me just get it up on here. We'll browse this. And the reason I called this video this, it's not Dallas, it's the Glasgow Derby dynasty. Because yes, they put out a banner saying, let's make Rangers great again. With reference to Donald Trump, stealing Donald Trump's tagline to make America great again. And they want to make Rangers great again. And I've got a picture of Brendan Rodgers saying, look, this isn't Dallas. It's the Glasgow Derby dynasty. And it is the Glasgow Derby dynasty because it's a dynasty that Brendan Rodgers has overseen. And if they think that they can make Rangers great again, well, you know, it's not Dallas and it's not America. It's the Glasgow Derby dynasty with Brendan Rodgers. Yes, it is that. And let's hope that that can continue this afternoon. Right, let's get on to some Celtic headlines that are out there this morning. And we'll get the hilarity. We are often critical. Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer in agreement about Brendan Rodgers. Where is it? There we go. You remember there was a striker at the Rangers, and they said that they were going to sell him for £40 million. Yes, they did. Morelos, fat boy. Oh, Jesus, I wish I'd came out with that t-shirt. But anyway, Fat Boy Morelos claims that the refs are Celtic's 12th man as flop Rangers hero puts his place a sizzling one-liner. Jesus, God. The Rangers hero, he was chased out of Rangers and he was... he was chased out of Rangers and they never got any money for him. He said that the striker left Ibrox in 2023. Oh, Jesus, who cares? Let's just get on with it. Let's get on with it. I don't even care where he is at now. Anyway, Adam Eder says that he wasn't too pleased with his first game as a Celtic player against the Rangers, but he did score in that game, which let him settle down. BBC pundit says Celtic stars done nothing wrong to be dropped. I wonder who that could be. And Aaron Engels. And Celtic, Adam Eder says that he didn't watch the Rangers Spurs game ahead of the cup final. Why would he? Why would he really? I mean, it's of no significance to us at all. It's in a competition that Celtic are just not in at all. And I just think that why would the Celtic players, why would any Celtic player, I mean, I never watched it. I mean, I suppose a lot of Celtic fans would have watched it to hope that there was an impending meltdown straight after the game. But I never watched that, I'm not even proud. When were Rangers ever great? Francis, you're absolutely right. When were they ever great? The Green Brigade should have a big box banner with a Huns entrance sign on it. Uncle Philip Fester has lasted longer than most of Clement's. He's now official a wee shriveled orange like the rest of them. Who cares about them? It is all about what Celtic to do today. I do expect them to come out the blocks firing and trying to have a go at Celtic straight away. If they don't, it could be impending doom for the Sevcourians, and Celtic will look to push their dominance right from the start. But I do expect it to be a tidy first 10-15 minutes, and it's going to be a game where it's not going to settle down for about 15 minutes into the game unless Celtic score first. If Celtic go up the park and score within the first 5 minutes, for me, it's pretty much game over then, because Rangers will go into defensive mode and try to hit on the break, and then they're going to sit back and defend for their lives and try and hit us on the break, and it's going to make for an ugly game. Could it be the biggest one-sided affair? Could today be the biggest one-sided affair that we've ever seen at the National Stadium for a cup final? When we look back to the way that we annihilated Aberdeen in the first half, I think that Brendan Rodgers will sit this morning and he'll be sitting. They'll be finishing their breakfast round about now at the hotel, and they'll all be down for breakfast at 9 o'clock, I suppose, and they'll all be sitting there. The excitement: who slept, who didn't sleep, who had the dream about scoring the winning goal. Kyogo puts his wee hand up and goes, "Me." And Brendan Rodgers will be sitting making sure that they're all in fine spirits this morning before he has the team talk with them at the hotel before they head off, because they will sit and Brendan Rodgers will make sure that the team is as relaxed and focused as possible before they head off with the bus journey just along the motorway and then down to Hampden. Yes, they are at the normal hotel that Celtic do go to, and it's just going to be a fantastic occasion when the bus drives down past all the fans, and the fans are over exuberant with excitement and a few swallows on a Sunday morning because it's a later kickoff. It's going to be absolutely fantastic for those players who have never been to a cup final with Celtic. There is a few players that are there, and I wonder if Luke McCowan will get on the bus. He's part of the squad, so I mean Luke McCowan will be there, and he'll be sitting in the stand with a lot of the other players that are not on the pitch. Anyway, JJ Celtic says he's going for 3-1. Garrett hates Spurs. I hate them too. I wouldn't even watch them if he paid me. Can't let them win, boys. The boys will be up for it, says Maddie. Yep. Thomas Connolly says, good morning, Baz. The back four are solid, so I'm going to go 4-0. Come on, you boys in green. The back four are solid, but there is a big shout today for Brendan Rodgers to maybe bring in Alex Bailly rather than Greg Taylor. Although Greg Taylor has the experience and the wealth of experience, I expect him to start today, and I expect Alex Bailly to come on later on in the game just to freshen things up, because they will try and attack Greg Taylor and they'll try and attack that left-hand side, as most teams do. Thomas Connell says that he's going for 4-0. Kyogo to score first says, you'll never walk along paradise. I'd like to be pumping, but I'd take a 1-0, says Andrew. I think that, Andrew, you might be closer to the mark than a lot of people would like to think. They're going to go really defensive. I think that they'll treat this pretty much like a European game. And if they don't, if they treat it like a normal domestic Scottish game, Celtic are going to do one thing and one thing only, and Celtic will win the game. It's as simple as that. Celtic will comfortably win the game. But if they do decide to go and play as European, much like if they do play a European type game, it could make it rather interesting, because with Celtic playing in the Champions League and Celtic knowing how to defend, it wouldn't surprise me if they went to a back five. It wouldn't surprise me if Rangers actually went to a back five. And if they do go to a back five, there will only be one winner, and it'll be Celtic. Because as soon as they try to break and run up the park, it's going to leave lots of open spaces. Brendan Rodgers said it. Look, we like the pitch there. It does open up a lot. It allows you to have more spaces. And I'm sure Celtic will do just lovely today. Garrett says, I'd love to see Scales play, but he will be behind Trusty. Yes, he will. It's just unfortunate, Garrett, that, I mean, for all the great that Liam Scales has done last season, and he never put a foot wrong, and he doesn't, people could say that he doesn't deserve to be dropped out of the team, Liam Scales, but it all comes down to pace, And we all know that Liam Scales, Trust is faster than Scales, and that is it at the end of the day. Trust is faster. He can run faster when defenders, if they're defending high up the park, which I expect them to, you're going to expect a few long balls, a few high balls over the top today, and Rangers to be running onto it. And you need your fastest players to be on the park, and that comes down to Trusty. There's a bit of me that says, would Alex Baye be better on in that position as well? Because he's got a good bit of pace about him, a little bit more than I think than Greg Taylor. But Greg Taylor will get the start, if you ask me, just purely for the experience. Tom Courtney says the Huns are sure their fast start will continue. Let's hope it does continue, because if they come out in a fast start, it will mean that Celtic can nip the ball, nip up the park, and if they go for it in the first 5 minutes, and unless they man-mark Celtic, and do they have it in them to man-mark Celtic right for the start? Because that's the only way that they're going to try and get a foothold in the game. It's going to be tight for 45 minutes, and then we'll break them. They played Thursday night. We had it. Come on, troops, let's get into the tribute act, says Mark. I think you might be right there. I think we might go into the first half 0-0. But it all depends. It really depends what Celtic turn up. If it's the Celtic team that turned up for the Aberdeen game, it's going to be an annihilation. I'm sorry, Rangers fans. I'm not sorry at all. If Celtic turn up and play the way that we can, there is only going to be one winner. There will only be one winner. Tom Courtney says he's more nervous about today than previous Hun games going Celtic. This would be the sweetest, most consequential victory for Celtic. They'll never walk alone paradise. The mighty Hoops will destroy them the day, but he's going for a 1-0 win. Trusty and Taylor. I think that Taylor Kings in the Scottish game is better. But there you go. Anyway, the dog's just trying to get back out. Right, hold on. We've got 9 more minutes to go. No mercy, says Square Black Sausage Squared. Yes, show no mercy today. And I think if we do show any type of mercy at all, I think Celtic have been... Sometimes when you make changes, and you see Brendan Rodgers making changes, we do... If we go 3-0 up, say, for instance, we're to go 3-0 up in the first half, what I don't want to do is for us to take our foot off the pedal. I want us to go for the kill today. And I think if we do get our foot in front in the first half, we need to just keep applying that pressure and play the game. And listen, they will get chances. They will get some time in the game. It's not going to be a roller coaster. It's not going to be Celtic with 70 or 80% of the possession in the game. I think when you go into half time, wouldn't surprise me even that if they've got a little bit more possession because they're defending, because they are defending. But anyway, we'll wait and see. It's not long now to kick off. We've got 3 videos to go before then. Peter King says, just be on our toes at the start of the game. Mine's Hibs game. Could have been 2 down. Yes, this is right, Peter. And they will know this. If they will see that Celtic can be a little bit naive at the back. And I think that they will go for a similar tactic. They'll try and go for a quick ball over the top and their striker to try and make a run at Celtic. Celtic have the winner mentality. Sevco have bottle crash mentality. 3-0 boys, says Maddie. So true. Jerry McAteer says, morning Baz. Christopher says, hump them the day and then in the new year, Toffee. I think that they will look to win at least one of those games, and they'll be targeting today as the must-win game for them. The New Year Derby game, they know it means nothing. They know that Celtic are that far in front in the league that they have absolutely no chance. I can't believe the Jambos and Lille are playing today as well. It's a disgrace. Garrett, I spoke about this in the live last night. The fact that the Scottish Football Associations, the SPFL and the SFA that run the cup games, allowed 2 games in Scotland to kick off half an hour apart. Nobody in their right mind is going to be watched. Kilmarnock Hearts game would have been a good game to watch for a lot of neutral fans because it's a fight for the bottom of the table. It's a bottom of the table fight with 2 teams that are not generally at the bottom of the table. So it would be interesting to see who comes out on top. I I think Kilmarnock may come out on top on that one, and just to keep Hearts at the bottom of the table. But it's a disgrace that it's half an hour before the cup final kicks off that they're kicking off, and they're both going to be on telly. Nobody's going to be watching the Kilmarnock Hearts game, that's for sure. Ray says that, Tom Courtney said, yeah, I read that this morning, Tom. Glasgow police have imposed a no-fly zone around Humpden today. No drones below 1,000 feet. Yeah, that's because the police helicopter will be out in force. The police helicopter will be out in force before the game, because if you've got to remember, to one of the cup finals, it was not the semi. Anyway, there was a game that we played them at Hampden, and there was a bit of a scrummage earlier on in the day with the Green Brigade and the boys and the Union Bears having a little bit, let's throw stones at each other, or whatever it was. What is the odds on cheating, beating, booking half our players in the first half? That's a good one to go in. Rangers will use the same tactics as Bruges, high press, key man marking Kunt and McGregor. They will come out flying, says Big Dom. I don't think that they've got in them to play like Club Bruges, to be honest. I don't think that they've got that intensity. The SFA are rotten. They're no leaders. They're shite at running their game. Sarah, you are correct. That's one thing that I've spoken about many, many times. The fact that the Scottish game could be so much better. But clubs and those in charge of the SFA and the SPFL have no interest in expanding the leagues and things like that. And don't even get me started on TV deals, because they're absolutely terrible. Kaiser's in the house this morning, Yo Kaiser, and Lanky's in the house also. Lanky is in the house also. Jylan says, alright Baz, mate, is DPD or Yodel delivery your merch? I have no idea if it's DPD or Yodel that deliver. I have no idea. It all depends on the website. It's all done automatic. It's out of my hands who does the delivery. Sorry. It is out of my hands. Good morning, Kaiser, says Stephen Johnson. Francis told us Sevco fans will leave en masse at half-time. Well, let's hope that they were that far in front at half-time. They could pull off a Zagreb-type display. No, they couldn't. They're not that good. Like they're playing in the Europa, and they're getting lucky at Europa level. They played a Spurs team, and I believe that Ange kept out a couple of players at the Spurs team. You know, they played a weakened Spurs team, so I'm not... They go from playing good in Europe to absolutely terrible in football. They've done that all season, so there's nothing to say that they won't do that this weekend. Sarah says TV deals. Ugh, yep. Who's going to Paradise after we win today? Says Lanky. Who is going to Paradise after we win today? Hopefully there is absolutely thousands, and hopefully there's a good few buses head up to Celtic Park. I know it is a Sunday evening, but let's hope that we get the boys back, and because it's one of those ones where there's not going to be any open top bus trip around Glasgow, is there? Anyway, let me just Scottish Outlooker says hail. Welcome to the channel, mate. Let me just double check this. It's not going to show me, is it? Right, that's been done and dusted for this morning's early morning Celtic. It's not. That's a cracking thumbnail. It is the best thumbnail I've did, especially after they did their little banner. It's not Dallas. It's the Glasgow Derby Dynasty with Brendan Rodgers show. Yes, it is the Brendan Rodgers show, and let's hope that Brendan Rodgers can show his experience and the team can show their style this afternoon. Make sure to check out the next video. I'm going live 4 hours. Yes, I am going live again 4 hours before kickoff, and then we'll go live again 1.5 hours before the game kicks off to get the team news. So go and have some breakfast, go get some coffee, go and fill your bellies, and if you're off to the game, make sure that you have something to eat before you have a wee swally, because it just settles the stomach. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to